Okay, so welcome to the first video on Zenpotenshin resets. First, I'm going to cover the Nito reset on Shotos, which might work on other characters, but I'm not 100% sure. I will test that later. I figured I would get this video guide going a little earlier. The text guide will come out at the end of all of these videos, and it will include information about like what characters these things actually work on in depth. So you will have to read the guide. You're not just going to get all the information in the videos. I do apologize for that. But the basic concept is your opponent needs to be in the situation where you are mid-screen and they are under their name or about to be under their name, so that when you walk forward, you are forcing the screen transition, or forcing the screen to scroll. So that's the reset right there. Now what that is it's a late medium kick up kicks off of Zenpotenshin, an early immediate light kick as you super jump forward, and then you immediately hold back in the opposite direction and hit Fierce Punch as you're landing. And then the opponent will go in the opposite direction and you have to use Fierce Punch Dash Punch in order to get it to work. Now if you mistime it, you'll get them to go back towards the corner that you were originally in. Now, this sort of setup works easier off of a jump medium punch, in my opinion. And it also allows you to do other different types of resets off of it as well. The jumping light kick reset isn't as strong for that, but it still does work. So jumping medium punch for this particular reset is going to be a little bit easier. So yeah, just keep in mind that you need to do a late up kicks, the screen positioning that your opponent needs to be in, and also, you know, you can still opt to let them land for Zenpotenshin if you really want to. Now, the one that's most common, or the reset that's most common and works against the entire cast, is the side swap mix-up off of a jumping, or a super jump heavy kick. Now, what this does is it forces a side swap mix-up. So, if you hold forward, you will land on your opponent's opposite side. And you can go for a combo. It's probably not best to go for Daipon Loop or something like that, because you probably are not going to get Ender. Ender is important, obviously, because you want to maintain that you get a decent amount of meter, which off of that reset with 2 whiffs is about 25%. It's not ideal, but it is something that you can use as a reposition tool. And it's also something that your opponent usually isn't going to be expecting, and then they have to deal with a high-low throw and side swap mix-up. This mix-up's very bad against Ibuki, like I said in the introduction video, where she has off-the-ground frame 1 moves. So the throw aspect and the low aspect are very, very bad against her. So she doesn't really have to guess. So in this particular situation, if you hold back towards yourself, where you just came from, you'll stay on the same side. If you hold forward, you'll go to the opposite side. Now because of that, you can do high when they land, when they land, go for an immediate Zenpotenshin, and then it allows you to get about 55 to 60% meter. And it also lets you build space. So in that particular situation, Ryu ends up at the exact point, basically, where he was when we started this. So that means that if my opponent is cornered, and I re-corner them with this sort of a reset, I then have the entire screen to run away and build the meter that I would need for another Ganeja. So this sort of a reset is very spacing specific, as sort of when you might want to use it. And obviously it changes based on your positioning, how close you are to the corner, how close you can get your opponent to the corner, and all that shit. So take that for what you will. So again, the resets that you want to be doing are going to either be the jumping light kick reset, which is a lot harder than the jumping medium punch reset. So just do the jumping medium punch reset. It's the same sort of thing, and they still have to guess between which direction they have to parry, because the forward HP is parried in one direction, and then another direction for just like the standing HP or the standing medium punch or whatever other button you want to hit them with as they're coming down. So yeah, that's the basics of the Zenpotenshin resets. But there are a few Zenpotenshin resets that are character specific. So let's go over those. And some of these don't even require a meter. So I alluded, or I showed these in the... I showed the one that doesn't require a meter in the introduction, but I'll just go over that again real quick. This only works against Chun-Li and against Makoto. It's the exact sort of situation that we just went over, where it's a side swap mix-up. You hold forward, or you tap back. You end up at a different position. So, medium kick, super jump. Now you can choose the positioning you want to go for. You can keep her mid-screen so that you stay away from the corner, so she doesn't have a chance to, option parry and then back throw you, and then you kind of have to work real hard. It also depends, obviously, on her meter and all that shit. So be smart about it. In the text guide, I'll probably cover more on that as well. But you also have the option where you are back turn, or you end up with your opponent in this state, and you end up going for Zenpotenshin, medium kick, jump medium kick. And then her body's fucking huge, right? So you have multiple timings for what you're going to do for resets off of your jumping or your standing medium kicks here. You also have just the ability to neutral jump after your original one, and hit her with a jumping medium kick as well. So that's like 65% meter and about half of her life. This is the Xbox though, so the scaling for the Zenpotenshin is off. So it's probably about 40% life instead of like 50, maybe 35. It's still worth it. The meter that you get is pretty good. You also have another option against Chun-Li, which is very difficult to do. And that is this one. Now, you do palm. I'll cover that in the special resets. But just because I'm already here. Basically, you do palm, you super jump forward, you do light punch into medium punch, I'm sorry, a light punch and a heavy punch target combo, and then you can walk under. The same thing does work though off of this. So that's why I wanted to include it here. It is a proper reset off of Zenpo because you can force it with Zenpo. Only off of an early Zenpo though, so keep that in mind. Now, you also have the option against Chun-Li, against doing walk-up 1-2 up kicks. So depending on your positioning and how much meter you actually want to get in a certain situation, or if you want set play, etc., it might be better. Obviously, this is best when you don't have meter. But if you do have meter, when you've activated, you have a plethora of options as far as resets go. You can still reset off of dash punch, because you can never do this. So you can do stuff like that as well, which works. So getting your resets off of your standing medium kick is going to be pretty easy, and that comes post Zenpotenshin for Chun-Li. The resets still work against her, where you can choose which side you want to land on. So keep that in mind as well, although this reset against her is not as good. Now, that does work on Makoto as well. I will just give a quick tutorial.
Well, I got the picture. Yeah, I've been waiting. Yeah, well, I got the picture. Are you ready? Go.
Inside. It's harder to hit Makoto after the standing medium kick reset. Because of her wonky ass hitbox. So you need to do some experimenting as far as like what buttons you need to be pressing on resetting her. But that will also be in my guide as well. So the last thing that I want to talk about is the fact that off of Zenpotenshin, you get crouching HK in most cases. So I want to showcase this against characters that are not like Makoto, where it's a little bit more difficult to do. So let's showcase it.
Well, I got the picture. I've been waiting for this. Are you ready? Go.
So the concept is pretty simple, where you end up doing Zenpotenshin, and you want to end up getting a sweep there. But the issue with this is you actually needed to just crouching medium kick into sweep. But it is a viable option. Because you can do crouching medium punch into sweep as well, I believe. Yep. And you actually can get that punch off of this. If you do the correct setup, which would be, I believe, two dark puns into forward pierce and dash punch. So yeah, that works as well, getting sweep off of it, if you don't want to go for the mix-ups here, and I will cover the sweep mix-up in my next video. So thank you for watching, and hopefully this is enlightening in some way.